A lot of folks that I want to thank in the room, and I won't be able to hit all of them, but one of those individuals that I've had an opportunity to get to know over the last last couple years I've been working on this is Phil Wink. He's kind of the reason we're here today, but he's become a great friend, and he's really helped us see that this vision that we have, this journey that we're on, can be realized. In addition to that, there's a lot of folks from the Board of Mayor and Aldermen that are here. I appreciate your passion for this project. You too have gotten on board with this. There's folks here from the industries that I mentioned, of Eastman and Ballot and ETSU. Thank you. Thank you for being a partner with us and making this happen, as well as past elected officials who have never stopped believing that what we are embarking on today could happen. And I think that's one of the great things about Kingsport. We get behind something and we get behind it and want to make it happen. So again, I thank you for being here. I'm going to now turn it over to our mayor, Pat Shaw.
Thank you, Chris. First, let me recognize my colleagues that are here. The vice mayor is here, Colette George. Colette, way there in the back, I see her waving. Daryl Duncan and James Phillips. Hey, Daryl. James Phillips, I see him waving. Betsy Cooper. Hey, Betsy. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Well, listen, we gave our unanimous support to this project, and if there's a vote that's better than unanimous, we would have done that. I mean, this was just a great project. First, I want to thank Chris. Chris has represented the city so well in this project, and we appreciate all the work he did. And boy, you have our full support on this. But we thank all the folks who came here. I look on you as friends because this what a great partnership. I'm not going to repeat everything Chris said. I mean, again, he pointed out it truly was a partnership, and we appreciate that. But let me say that the need is obviously here. The folks in not only Kingsport, but Northeast Tennessee, and even Southwest Virginia, they need dental care. And when the RAM goes out, the remote area medical clinic, that's the greatest demand they get is for dental work. And so we're just thrilled that we're going to be able to serve the needs of the community. So there'll be a long-term impact. You produce more dentists. You know, there's a lot of dentists around my age or a little younger that are retiring, the baby boom generation, and we'll definitely need more dentists. And finally, I want to say this is just a textbook example of regional cooperation. It will serve the region. Private and public partners came together to help our region, particularly Eastman. I appreciate what you've done in this regard. And this, to me, when this was announced last year, I just thought it was the greatest event of 2022. But fortunately, it goes on for several more days. So I had the pleasure of introducing the next speaker, Chancellor Dr. Peter Buckley from UT Dental School.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What a great privilege to be here today. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chris. I have to tell you, we were chatting earlier about my background, and I've had the privilege of joining this great state recently, but previously I was in another state, and I had a doctor that I worked with an Irish-speaking name, but he was American. And his name was Thomas McKiernan, Tom McKiernan. And Tom McKiernan took a first ever trip to Ireland. And he was there in Ireland, and somebody came up to him and said, "Welcome home again, Tom." And that's how I feel every time I come here. This is the most beautiful place in this fantastic state. And just even listening to Chris, listening to Pat, and the discussions, this is an incredibly welcoming community. And you have a beautiful city, you have a beautiful surroundings, and you have great smiles, and they will be happier, healthier smiles because of our collaboration. So the welcoming that I feel here is the welcoming that we have experienced that has enabled this partnership, part of a $53 million Healthy Smiles initiative, to do what all of us want, to improve the health care of Tennesseans. In this instance, to improve the oral health care of Tennesseans. Now you might ask, why did I mention Tom McKiernan and him gone to Ireland? There's another reason, and that is that Jay Regain, the Dean of our dental school, he's gone to Ireland, and he's no doubt experiencing Irish rain today, just as you are here this morning. But we're fortunate that we have in his stead Dr. Orpheus Triplett, who is the Dean for Oral Outreach, and he has also made a commitment, lifelong commitment, to improving the oral health of Tennesseans. As you know, oral health is tied to overall physical health, and so not only is there this great need in the state and in the community, we're actually with less dentists over time, and we're going to turn that around together for the state, and we're going to turn it around for this region. And Chris's comment was poignant. This is about a journey, and the journey begins today with this spectacular building and your cities coming together. I do like the colours of this. It's again Irish. Did you notice that? But what's better than the colours is all the recognition. This is truly a team effort, and in the same spirit of the team effort, someone's got to be quarterback, and I'd like to introduce the unofficial quarterback for this, my friend and colleague, Dr. Phil Wenk. Phil is a 1977, that's a long time ago, Phil. Phil is a 1977 graduate of our dental school. He currently serves as president and CEO of Dental, which he has served for decades, and in that capacity and in his role as a senior alumnus has committed his career really to exactly what we've been talking about, improving the oral health of Tennesseans. So he's here at this moment, but he's already over the last days been traveling across this great state and has made a profound impact. We go back to Memphis in about 2 weeks' time. We're not staying for the 2 weeks here, but we have another event back in Memphis that is again emblematic of our effort, and that's the opening of the Delta Dental building, a $46 million effort that again simply would not have happened without Phil's leadership. I need to say all these things because he won't brag about himself, but his impact for our state has been absolutely profound. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Phil. Again, it's just a delight to be amongst you. Congratulations and thank you for our support. We will do great things together, and we will improve the health of Tennesseans together. Thank you all very much. Phil?
You know, it's interesting, Mayor, you said a lot of dentists your age that are retiring. Most of the dentists my age are dead. So, so you need to know. Yes, I'm holding up. You know, when we started this journey, I remember Chris called and Mark called, Mark left, I don't know, something. But what about getting together and doing something in Kingsport? And I didn't realize how long it had been in your all's mind. And, you know, too often you hear this public-private thing, and it usually means there's a little bit of public and a whole lot of private, or maybe a little bit of private and a whole lot of public. Kingsport has set the tone for the entire state. The Upper East Tennessee area, which, by the way, I'm from East Tennessee. I'm from Clinton. If you don't know where that is, it's right next to Knoxville. And not much other claim of fame. I practiced dentistry there for 20 years. But the thing that brings me back every time I come back to East Tennessee is I feel really good. It's just such a beautiful place to be. So about 10 years ago, we started a project where we worked with a clinic in Bristol to put 4 undergraduate students in that clinic. The intent was maybe some of them will stay. You know, maybe this will be a place for them. As a matter of fact, I was there yesterday, and the dentist was in that program and has returned to be their dentist. It's so really cool thing. But the model that you all set is the model that we're going to have to do to fix this state. There are 6 counties right now that don't have a dentist. There's at least that number who are very close to not having others that won't have a dentist either. When I graduated from dental school, we were graduating about 160 dentists, mostly from the state of Tennessee. About 20 years ago, they decided to cut that in half. And so there were 80 that were coming out and serving, and that's assuming all of them decided to go into general practice. Most of them don't. You know, a big number are going to go into specialties. They may or may not come back here. So now we've got a state that's roughly doubled in population since I was in there, which, you know, it's like almost 50 years since I graduated. Oh God, that sounds old. But almost 50 years since I graduated, and in that time, population's done this, the dental population's done that. And they don't go to rural areas. The average indebtedness for a dental student is about $300,000. Higher than medicine, higher than anything else. Nothing compares to the indebtedness. So last year, credit to Dr. Lisa Piercy, who was our Commissioner of Health, $94 million project was established. That was the largest dental project that had ever been established in the country. And part of that is this. You guys set the tone. You guys are the ones that we're going to use to say, yeah, if you have any questions about whether you can do it, Kingsport can show you how. Eastman can show you how. Ballot Health can show you how. East Tennessee State can show you how. Because you guys set the tone. It's the perfect public-private partnership. It's truly a partnership. You know, so when we make donations to things like this, we do it when we see that there's truly an impetus of leadership. There's no question about that in this community. My friend Chris McCart, you are lucky to have him. And I don't know where Miles is hiding out, but he's here somewhere. Miles Burdine, who and I have been friends for a number of years. Truly, you've got leadership all over this community. You're so lucky, and that includes Eastman, it includes Ballot, it includes East Tennessee State. But the other thing to know, it's historic. University of Tennessee Health Science Center and East Tennessee State came together to come up with a plan. Colleges don't do that. They don't try to do things together. The leaders of our colleges made that happen. So the long-term situation is, it'll be bigger, it'll be larger, it'll serve the communities, and not just this community. It'll serve Bristol, it'll serve Kingsport, it'll serve Johnson City. It'll go down, and these postgraduates will be able to do things that right now the clinics can't get enough dentists. They can't get dentists to volunteer. So suddenly you'll have these young people that'll be going to these clinics, and guess what? They'll be living in the most beautiful part of the state that there is, right here in northeastern Tennessee. So for Delta Dental, this is our job. There are 2 companies in this state that are called 501c4s. It's us and Blue Cross. And so both of us realize the responsibility of giving back to the communities. And so in that vein, is it okay to show what we're doing? So Delta Dental is making the first contribution towards funding the clinic from the standpoint of purchasing equipment. You don't have to buy that. We're going to work through that. So, and so UT will help us buy that. It'll be equipment that can be used. So this is our first down payment that we're going to help you all make sure that we get the equipment you need. So I look forward to, assuming based on the mayor's concept, if I'm not dead, I look forward to coming back here for a number of years as I serve the Delta Dental Foundation to do what you guys are doing, to use you, each of you, the mayor, the board of aldermen, the leadership, to do that and take it to communities across the state, because this has to be the way we fix the problems in this state. 6 counties without dentists, counties growing. A lot of them are my age. They're not dead yet, but a lot of them are my age. So the great thing about this is you all are the trendsetters. You all have led the way. And with your permission, I don't mind giving them Chris's phone number now when they want to see how to make that happen. So I can't tell you how appreciative I am that you all would come out on a rainy day. Got a dentist buddy over here, so we had two of them over here. So I want to recognize Rick Guthrie, who is from Bristol. He even made a trip all the way over here, but he is on our board, and he recognized the importance of East Tennessee, and he recognized the importance of dentistry for people who are in need. So thank you all very much for the opportunity to be a participant in this. You know, to get our name on the board is a true honor, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm done, Chris, unless you want to throw me over.
Well, I will just simply close this out by again saying thank you. I appreciate everyone being here. I think we're going to have a few photo shoots here with some of our guests. I appreciate those folks sticking around for that. Alan, you'll kind of guide us in what we need to do. And again, thank you all. Thank you very much for being here and being part of this. This is one of many more to come. And so we, at some point, we will have a groundbreaking. We were joking earlier about what will that be, maybe a sledgehammer into the wall. But we'll let Bill Weatherholt kind of guide us on that. But again, thank you. Phil, thank you so much for this gift. We can't say thank you enough for everything you've done. You've just been an outstanding partner and glad to have you. So thank you all.